and it's looping the recording symbol. Oh, and you're recording. All right. So I guess you could say this is a shop class podcast.
It sure is.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. This is Mr. G and Mr. Barbercheck, and we're just doing, I guess, an off the cuff, right?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit of tapping into each other's brains. Yeah. We're both coming from our shop spaces, which is cool.
Yeah, well, this is the home shop.
Nice.
And, yeah, I got, like a welding station area, your typical garage stuff, drill press. This looks like stupid, but it took a long time to get all this. All my supplies are, organized, so it's within arm's reach. Everything's like right there. And then I got stuff underneath here. I mean, there's nothing really special here that I would say. The only thing is that I do have a ridiculous amount of small engines. There's a small engine, and there's one, and there's one, and then here's one. I don't know if you could see this. Is it too dark?
No, I can see it. Yeah, I see a milk crate there.
Here's one. Here's one. There's one down there. So I've got like small engines everywhere.
How many welding helmets do you have? You have a ton of welding helmets.
Oh, yeah. I've got probably about 5. Let me see. Well, this one's empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I have an automated one on the table here. This is actually pretty good. This is a Yes welder, which I thought was bogus at first, but it does work, and it's only $60 on Amazon.
Dig it. I was just, in fact, part of this meeting was inspired by another shop teacher who was showing me some of his sheet metal projects, and he, when walking through his shop, he's been teaching for 34 years. He said the headgear goes bad so quickly, and then when you go to replace the headgear, by then the product line is switched. And so he finally just gave in to just replacing the whole helmet every few years. And he does auto dark with his students, which I do too.
Wow. No kidding.
Yeah, it just, it's already a pain sometimes when it's all dark. I feel like it's a little easier to learn with the auto dark for what I'm doing,
I like to make them suffer a little longer.
Yeah.
This is $40. It's a Lincoln or a Miller, doesn't matter. It's around $40. It's a number 10 flip down. The new thing about this headgear that's really good is the way that this works is that, can you see this?
Yeah.
So the way this works is you press in to change it. So it's got a lock. It locks in.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was a friction drive, and that's terrible.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But more importantly, let's get to your equipment you discovered in your shop.
Yeah, this was a forgotten pile, like every shop teacher who walks into a shop program that was shut down for a while or ill-maintained. There's always these forgotten piles of tools, and sometimes they've been just abused by youth coming in and just farting around with them, or forgotten or neglected, or maintenance, cannibalizes them for their parts. And I knew I had this pile for the longest time. I was inspired by another shop teacher to kind of add some sheet metal stuff into my curriculum. And I was like, well, I do have that pile. Let me go ahead and dig it out. I'm at a point now where I got my other ducks in a row. I'm ready to take on a new duck. And so now my sheet metal background is not very strong. I would probably stop at like basic construction flashing, where
if you can manipulate cardboard, you know how to use sheet metal. That's my saying. Nice.
Well, I built a lot of cardboard forts in my day, so I guess I'm pretty qualified. All right, let me show you what I found here.
One more comment about digging out old equipment. If I ever change schools or retire or whatever, there is another lifetime of equipment in that shop that I haven't even touched yet. We have
at your shop. I believe it. It's just so
lifetime. A whole career could be based on the stuff I haven't even used yet.
It's so unfortunate that the workload gets to the point where it's not sustainable to dig it out, put it all in service, and get it going. And then the startup and the shutdown is what kills these shop programs, you know, because just like a factory, they run 24/7 for a reason.
Yeah.
Same with the school shop, you know, you got to keep it open for that equipment to stay functional.
The best thing to do is to make stations like you're doing. You know, here's a station, here's a station, and you might not use that tool. Maybe use it once a year, but at least you have it available and this and that. And I find that as long as you do that, I mean, the problem is that it goes back to the same problem that every shop teacher has. We are the maintenance department. We are the inventors. We are the teachers and the doers. And it's hard to do all of that, especially with old equipment that's been there forever. It needs to be set up, you know?
Yes, right. Yeah. So of old equipment, let me show you what I got here.
Yeah, what do you got?
Got about 7 pieces of equipment here, and they're relatively small size. I would imagine probably made for a school/learning lab environment. Can you see that at all or no?
You got to tip it down.
All right. How about now?
Oh yeah, much better. Go closer.
I can't see
right
my
there.
screen.
Yeah, right there. Rotate it around.
Sure.
Oh, okay, so that's a brake.
Just your basic brake. Now, some of these models are finger brakes I've seen.
Yeah, this is not a finger brake. So, yeah, do you know the difference?
As I understand it, finger brakes are when you already have a bend in the metal, and so you can't.
Well, it's so that you could bend. So if you have a bend that's going 90 to the bend that you're trying to make.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, I can't bend this corner.
Yeah.
Because this, maybe it's best shown this way. This bend is going to get in the way.
Yeah.
Finger brake, I can slide this bend past the finger and then bend this edge if I want to.
That's exactly it. That's exactly. It's funny because I've never described it like that, but that's just off the top of my head. That's it. If anything's 90 to what you're trying to bend, you're not going to have the room to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is it looks to be like maybe a 12 inches, made by Berkroy.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, it says Berkroy, King, established 1910.
Wow.
Machine and manufacturing company. You're a California fan. You ever been to Burbank, California?
Oh yeah. That's where all the movies are made.
Made in USA. It's a B70. Serial number 709.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Yeah. You could get some detailed information about it.
Yeah, it's nice when the badge is left on the pieces. I don't know. I think that's one of the first things students or youth or farther arounders do is rip off the badge, it seems.
Oh my God. Right. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Do you have one handle, and what does the handle on the right hand side do?
Oh, that's to lock. So it moves this forward and then locks that
and what
down.
What do those adjuster screws do?
I was wondering the same thing. I think it increases your clearance.
Oh, because of different thicknesses.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
You could just leave those all the way up, right? And then this is still gonna lock it.
It depends. If it's an overcam, what do they call that? Like a vice lock overcamming action. So you have to.
Oh.
So there's a certain thickness. So maybe, what is the capacity? Does it say? Probably.
No idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would imagine you could do probably 040, no big deal. Maybe maybe up to a 16th. I bet beyond that you can't do it.
Okay. Do I need this feature right here?
Okay, all that looks like a nuisance, but what that is a stop. And so it's just meant for repetitive work.
Okay. Because I was thinking, like, if I was to set this up for a production setup, I would probably get it in the same plane as a tabletop. and then just mark my tabletop, right? Like that's
Yep.
is that common practice?
I haven't done that, but you could. And then, but what that does is that this way, every time the sheet goes in there, it hits the back of that, and then you have the same length to the bend on every single one. You're gonna have to like sand those down with fine sandpaper and grease them.
Yeah, and I see there's a thumb screw here. There's supposed to be one here. I see there's supposed to be another lever here. I'm guessing.
You have to be able to. That has to go to the edge of the table because they're gonna lift that up.
Lift what up?
The handle. They're gonna lift the handle.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I would have to orient it.
Okay, one more thing. Try and get it to, you see how you're at the edge of the table now? You'd want to bring it to the right side of that table. Yeah, this way that handle on the right side is clear. No, the other handle.
That one?
You got to get that clear so they can get on it.
Okay. And then...
What's that?
Wonder what that little... There's a threaded insert for right here. Looks maybe a stop. Would there have been a stop right here where this cam action is?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
And then
possibly.
There's a pin here that I don't know what purpose this pin serves. But
good question.
I do know that it works. I did this bend with it the other day.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do, and then
right.
You know, it's going to be a pretty sloppy bend because I'm just rushing a demo.
Good.
It works.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't know what gauge this is, but
probably 040. Who knows?
All right. So this was the one I was most familiar with and could figure out its function the quickest.
Right.
I'll show you a few other. I'll work from most familiar to least. This one looks fun to me.
Is there 2 rollers or 3?
Yeah, so there's 3.
Cool. That's a slip roller.
2 are geared. Okay, slip roller.
Okay. Yep.
So what's the difference between a roller that would have 2 and a roller that would have 3?
Okay, so 2 rollers are pinching it and pulling it in, and the 3rd roller moves it into a predetermined curve, and that's done by that adjuster screw in the back.
Oh, so I can adjust the radius of the curve?
Yeah, you can adjust the radius. Yeah, it's cool.
I'm just gonna cut a piece. So a thing I need for sure is a shear. Do you have a shear at your shop?
I do, and it's awesome, but it's only as good as the capacity.
Okay, so how thick does your shear go up to?
Mine only does 030, but there's a shear that you might want to get that does not have a limit on the throat. Check this out. You might want to get a Beverly shear.
Okay. How wide do they make those?
So it's not about the width. So it's the only throatless shear. So it's endless.
Throat means like I could only put so large of a sheet in the sheet.
Yeah. So I'll show you right now. Right. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll take okay. So here's just a small. Here's like a small piece of cardboard, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm just putting it by the shear. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. And then when I go to cut it, I'm doing this one-handed. Okay. What happens is the cut, if you see from this side, I'm going to get a flashlight. Okay, can you see this?
Yeah, like your waist side of the little distorted metal. Is that what I'm looking at?
Let me just, okay. So this right here.
Yeah, that little curly pigtail thing.
Yeah, that'll keep going, you see?
Okay.
And you'll never have a stop out here. You see? So it gets the right side goes down and keeps going, and the left side goes up and keeps going.
Oh, so it would be more. It would equate more to like a table saw where you can rip a board continuously.
Exactly.
So you could rip a piece continuously, whereas with a shear, let's say you buy a 36-inch foot shear.
Right. You only have 36 inches, whereas this, you have endless. It's an endless thing. The only thing is that you just have to write some notes on here. They can't get their fingers close to here. It's you have to have leverage on it, and the blades have to be sharp.
You ever run into where you need like a 36-inch cut very often?
Yeah, if you bought a 48-inch sheet piece.
Oh, I see. So the guy, like, that would be full justification for why, if you're going to do a shear, get a 48-inch, because most of the material you'll handle is going to come in at that.
No. The 48-inch shear is unnecessary. You only need like 30 or 32. It's just that you might want to cut something longer on the length, but it's not a daily occurrence because you could just get like an air shear.
Yeah, I've used those before. Yeah, like
so it's not 100% necessary. It's just that when you go to cut a straight line, even if you had a 12-inch shear, that's good to have. You need some sort of straight line cut.
Yeah.
Now this can do curves, but it could also go straight, but you got to pay attention like a lot. So it's not as easy as, the shear makes it like incredible.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'll keep all that in mind because that's what I'm missing now, and I'd like to have something for that. Handling it, cutting it quickly. But let's get back to this slip roller, because it has 3 wheels, which means I can adjust the radius of the bin by probably adjusting these thumb screws here.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the closer I keep it to the 2, the faster the curve will be, and the furthest would be the slower the curve.
Loosen those out. They're real tight right now.
Okay.
Yeah, bring them out.
Are slower curves easier to do then, I would assume? Okay.
To get started. Yeah, to get started. Oh, I couldn't see how far it was. That's why.
Yeah, now I'm all the way out, but that's all right.
All right. Okay, now there's an adjustment on the. Oh, tell me when you're done.
All right, I got those threads to catch. Went in about 1 turn. All right. Okay. How critical is it that these are perfectly even?
Nah, it's kind of, Otherwise, it'll turn a little bit, but you're gonna, it's a general thing anyway. Okay, now at the top there's an adjustment for the tightness of. It depends on the size of your material. So put the material in there. No.
This way?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And does it let it in?
Not easily, no.
Okay, so you got to loosen that. Is there like a quick release, or is it just a screw or something?
All right, so here's what I'm learning is I can do this.
Okay, lift up that roller, put your material in, lock it down. Good. There you go.
All right.
All right, now bring it to the side. Yeah, and roll that thing. Okay, you got to do a more of a turn.
So lift this up, or should I adjust this for more?
Adjust those. The roll.
I'll go in. Let's see, half a turn, 1, 2, 3, which is max.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll just do the same here. There's a lot more threads than there is adjustment. Kind of threw me off. All right. Lefty loosey, pop this guy up, pop this guy in, cinch her down. latch, flip, pop it, twist it, tighten it. All right.
Is it working?
Not really, no.
More of it.
Should it come out the bottom or the top of this midpoint roller?
There should be 2 rollers that are the pinch side of it. And then there's the 3rd roller, which is in that adjustment, and that should be the back.
Okay, and then should the sheet metal exit the bottom or the top?
Top, because it's going to curl up to you.
Okay, so yeah.
That's the way mine works.
Well, I'm not sure why it's not.
Maybe you just need a tighter turn.
I mean, it's giving it some shape, but just.
So now make those thumb screws in the back tighter. I thought they were too far out, but you can make them tighter, right?
No, they are all the way.
Oh, then something's wrong. All right, get a closer look. Then I didn't assess this properly. Let me see.
So let's see here. I'll just do it in the air for you.
Wait, the problem is I need to let me just see the. Is there any way to put the camera closer to the mechanism?
Which part?
And now it's a little blurry. All right, yeah. So that's adjustable, right?
Right here, yeah. Here, you want to see the adjustment? Here's the slot that pushes the roller up. You can see the pin of the roller.
That's what I have. So now wait, what happens when you stick it in the front there where your palm is?
Right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then is it going up?
It's going up.
Yeah, that should do it. That should do it.
And
is that up?
I mean, just very subtle shape.
Oh. What's up with that?
Like there's some, but I feel like I could do that with.
And you can't make it tighter?
No, see, look how that roller is all the way in that slot.
Okay, then there's something wrong. Okay, then maybe you're right. You got to go down then. Yeah, then you got to try. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's got to go in
and down.
And the roll part, yeah, heads down.
Let's try it. What the heck?
If it's all the way in, that should be like a pretty tight radius.
Interesting. All right. Well, it wants to go up by default. I wonder if I put the.
Oh, because you're all the way in on those thumb screws, so I would back out just a little bit.
And that's why it doesn't want to go in the bottom. I think I got it to start. Oh,
okay, there you go.
Just by kind of forced it in and then just rolled it manually.
Yeah.
All right. And then now it's. Oh yeah, now it's.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll show you what I got here. Okay, lift that up. Oh yeah, I don't even know how I'm gonna get this thing out of here now.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
Look, I just.
Look at that! Look at that! Okay, wait, I have it figured out.
Okay.
It should curl. It should do that curl on the top, because the top one releases.
Okay, here we go.
So,
let me get this booger out of here.
All right, get that thing out.
Like get some more clearance, and then All right, boom.
Yeah, you're onto something.
All right, so you've got it figured out. Let me get another piece here.
Okay, maybe it enters from the back.
Oh, you think so?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. But how could it? Wait a minute. This doesn't make sense.
Because it just curled around itself to the point where you couldn't remove it.
It could do that, but on the roller that releases, you should be able to do that with the top roller. Careful.
Yeah. All right. Got a nice hourglass shape here. That's the next investment. Some good shears. So, all right. So you want to, let's see. It bends around the bottom.
Yeah, it shouldn't do that because you can't get it out. Can you get it to bend around the top? That's where it's supposed to go.
By feeding it through opposite of what we've been feeding it, huh?
Maybe. I don't know.
Let's see. I've been feeding it this way. Yeah, that doesn't do a whole lot there. That's kind of what we were doing the first time.
Wait, hold on. Okay, wait. Let me just look at it for a second. Can you bring the gears that are facing me a little closer? I just want to look.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wait. Okay, there's an adjustment on the bottom.
I'm just seeing that too. And look, I don't know why.
Oh, there you go. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how it works. Why didn't it work before?
I don't know. We'll have to watch the video and see. What's the adjustment on the bottom do?
The sheet metal thickness.
Okay.
And the pincher thickness. And then your quick release thing is in case you curl on top of the top thing.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
And are these grooves here? Is that so that I can
rods?
Rod. Oh, I can bend rod.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Usually 1/16, eighth, or quarter. Oh, he's going to get the rods. Cool idea.
Just for kicks. I mean, it's just a welding rod, a random welding.
Oh yeah, sure. There you go.
But let's see.
You gotta make some adjustments. If it's not gripping it, you can tighten the thumb screw on the bottom. No, all the way. Yeah.
I think it might not be gripping it because it might be too tight. Oh boy.
Oh, then that happens as well. Or the bend, the way you started the bend, you could back off a little bit.
So it should come out the top though, right?
Yeah.
I wonder
just
if I
like
do.
Just like the sheet metal.
Do that.
Yeah, you can get it started. Yeah, get it started. Good idea. There you go.
Tighten that puppy up.
Yeah, that should work. Okay, not tight enough?
No.
Okay, so then adjustment on the bottom.
Okay. Oh yeah.
There it is. That's it.
Look at that.
Yeah, and now you can release it because it's stuck on itself. Exactly. That's exactly how it works. Ta-da!
Right.
Show the camera.
Right.
Yay. Exactly. There it is. There it is. And what size was that?
This is like an aluminum welding rod.
Yeah, but
I would say is about
1/8
inch, 3/16 maybe.
Yeah, that's cool. So there you go. Nice. Okay, so that's your slip roller. That's a cute one. It's nice. What is it, 12 inches?
Yeah, it's about the same size as that shear.
Dude,
It's also the Berkroy King R10, Burbank, California.
Nice.
Badge on it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So now you know what all the adjustments do. Now you got that thing licked. That's exactly how it works.
Cool. All right. So let me show you some of this other stuff I got. I got 4 more here.
All right.
I'm going to let's see here.
Oh, cool. Bead roller, or probably a shear roller. So can I see the dies?
Sure.
Are those cutters, or are they, what is that? Oh, that's a shear of some kind, right?
It's meant for cutting?
Yeah, that's yeah, because it's not making a shape. They're overlapping. It's going to cut.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a cool machine. I wish I had that. So put some, and there's your throat. Yeah, put some metal in there. Somehow hold it down and run through that. It'll start shearing it. And then there's an adjustment for the clearance of the, okay, no, you don't have enough now. It should overlap.
Yeah, there's just minimum overlap.
Okay.
I can
use a C clamp and clamp that thing down.
Word up.
Yeah. This is fun. It's like it's like I'm there.
Isn't that cool?
Dude, it's crazy. Oh, there you go.
It wants to bring that end up, but that shouldn't be a big deal, right?
Nah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so you're gonna have to make a lot of adjustments. You need a lot of power, so you might want to put like 2 clamps on this thing, or a clamp on the bottom foot, or whatever. Oh, is it cutting now?
It's scoring it for sure. I'm wondering if it's too thick, or do you have to sharpen these wheels? I mean,
okay, they probably have to be sharp, but then also the adjustment, the relationship between them, like up down, is important. But then also the relationship side to side is important.
Oh, I see. So this just might need some fussing and some adjustment.
Totally needs adjustment. And
you know, it did break through. It looks like. Well, maybe not. I think it just sheared it. Well, not sheared it. Scored it.
Okay, it's probably going to shear it. I think those
did break through.
Yeah, so there you go. So you'll have to adjust that so that it does just cut. I think those are cutters.
Okay. Interesting. Cool. So this one's really loose. That's probably not helping.
That's also part of the problem.
Yeah, it's really loose. It's kind of weird. The bottom one is double nutted, a nut on both sides, but the top one is not. It's just on a shaft and then a single nut. But the top one adjusts here with this dial. That's the only adjustment I see on it.
There's an adjustment in the back there by your hand. There.
This? Is that what you're talking
about? No, there's probably an adjustment underneath right there. See that? That top piece? Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably adjusts the how far out that die is in relation to the other one.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing is maybe that's why this one's double nutted, because I could drive that back nut in closer and then the top nut in.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, basically, you just have to play with those adjustments. The only thing I would say is, yeah, that's what you have to do. Now, This is similar to what's called a bead roller. So really, it's not that this is a shear. It's that these are shearing dies on a bead roller.
Oh, interesting. So I could get different dies here and set it up for different things.
You could also make the dies.
I can make the dies
on a lathe.
Oh, dig it. And the bead roller is just what puts that like nice consistent ripple in a metal that helps to either shrink it and strengthen it. Cool.
It's strength. It's a strength. It's like a pretend fold.
Okay.
Or a step. It'll put a step, and then you could put another step. You could, here's how I would describe it. If someone's looking at a car and they see like a stripe going down the side on a BMW, it always looks like it's style, or a little bumper for the shopping carts in the parking lot. That's not what it's that. They just put that. It looks like decoration, but that is there 100% for strength in the sheet metal.
Dig it. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one's the same company, although at this point they moved to Los Angeles, California.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Factory number S30, serial number S757. Just for, I know, there's probably gonna be some antique tool fans watching this.
All right, very cool.
So, all right.
Yeah.
That is exciting to know that I do have shearing capabilities.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you do. You totally do.
Because I thought, just looking at it, it was a bead roller. So that helps. Glad you're able to.
Well, it kind of is. In a way, it is. It depends on the die.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Let's take a look at that closer. What is that? Oh, I know what this is. Okay. Okay. This is part of another machine. Okay. This is supposed to be. Okay. You know that thing you just had, the shear?
Yes.
This is supposed to be on the same table, and what that does is it holds the center of a circle as it rotates, and the shear cuts it.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
This is so exciting. So this would be the center point of the circle.
Yeah.
Let's just say, I would lock this in place. This, as it fed through, this piece would be forced to pivot, and I would get arc cut out of this.
That's
my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh, and so this fastens the table. This is what the track is for. I thought this might be to smush rivets or grommets down.
Right.
But I was like, "Where's the lever at?" You know what I mean? I was like, "What is going on here?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and it's on a track, right?
It's on a track, so you can change your center point. This fastens to the table, bigger radius, smaller radius.
Wow. Exactly. Cool,
yes.
right?
All right. Well, that one was a quick one.
Right. This is so much fun. I could do this all day.
All right. Now this one here looks like a Tonka toy version of so many things I've seen. I feel like I've seen in industry.
That's a punch.
Punch.
Okay. Yeah, let me see it close up. Oh, it's already got a die in there. Okay, let me just see what that. Okay, wait. Go to the front again. Oh, cool. Okay, what this does is it puts a bend so you can put a hem. So put that in there. But I don't. No. Wait. It's got to be the end of something. Yeah. It's got to be the end. Yeah, like that. And then it's good. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, good. Now, but you're in the wrong position. You got to move that. No. Your handle is in the wrong position. Is there a set screw on there? Oh, good. Yeah. Okay, now bring that back over again. Okay, it is bending it up.
Not really doing anything.
Okay, let me see the setup again. It's on a cam.
Yeah, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of movement. It definitely does not bottom out.
No, it's not going to. It's just putting a bend. It's not cutting. Yeah, put it back to where. Let me see.
The total movement, I would say, is probably a 1/2 inch.
Yeah. Can I see the front again, just real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, let me see that. Hold on a second. And okay, and just give me a little bit of an angle. and up a little, or like. Okay, it's hard for me to tell what's going on, but what I would say is that is it does something. It'll either bend something over or it'll put an impression in something, but it's not meant to shear or to, it's not really, it's like a punch. Basically,
you probably get different dies with this too, huh?
it's a punch. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do that.
A smaller piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay. So then you just need some adjustment. Is there a way to tighten that up?
All right. So here's the adjustment I see. There's actually, okay, this bottom piece, this bottom, what could I call that? Like a tooth maybe? Has a, yeah, I wish I could see my screen better so I knew what you could see, but there's a set screw hole there with no set screw. I imagine if I raised that tooth up, I would get more of a bending action, right?
Yeah, it's basically, it's a punch. You probably got about 2,000 to 3,000 pounds on that thing. And you could just do whatever the die looks like it's supposed to do. But if it's not set at the right clearance, then it won't work.
I see.
And
Yeah,
don't let it go up. Like hold it down a little.
all right.
No, yeah, hold down the sample. Push down.
Okay.
Yeah, and now do it.
So it definitely got more of a bend that way.
Yeah, I think it makes bends, but it doesn't. It's got to be adjusted somehow.
And it looks like this tooth holder can rotate 90 degrees.
Call it it's the bottom die.
The bottom die. All right, I like that.
Yeah.
And then
it can rotate. Oh, what's that do?
This bolt here.
Yeah.
I think it would hold maybe this in. I can loosen it if you want. If you want me to grab a wrench.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, basically, this is basically a punch with this like 90-degree bend die set on there.
Okay.
But I'm not sure what's going on. And why is it out of adjustment so far? I don't know. This shop was there. Like, how long has this shop been there?
I think this building was built in '62.
Holy schmoly.
I didn't date this equipment. I have machines from the 40s here.
Oh, wow. No kidding. I wonder what maybe they emptied a factory and gave it to the shop.
I don't know. I feel like these might be like meant for school environments just because they're so small.
Yeah, and also look at them. They're small, and it's like new old stock. You know, it doesn't look like it's been in a factory and beaten for 30 years.
Yeah, so this one's a P20 LA, California, Berkroy products, model number 6047. Yeah, and then this bolt that we were looking at.
Yeah, what does that do?
It's got some quite a bit of resistance on it, but it's coming. I guess it is old. Yeah, you can see just the layer of dust that's on these things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 40 years of dust.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the thing when you dig these things up. It's like you said, you had a whole room, a lifetime full. Oh, it's an investment of time and energy for sure.
Yeah.
Like, you hate to just buy new when you have stuff like this around, but I'll be honest, I have before just because it's like.
No, yeah, it's not worth it. It's like, I mean, you're like half, like you're an archeologist.
Yeah, you really are.
Oh my God. Okay, does the die move now?
Man, I don't know what I just did by taking that bolt out of there.
I thought that would adjust the amount of throw.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I just did. And then here, in this hole below the rotating pin where the cam, I'm guessing the cam is right here.
Uh-huh.
I can see like what looks like the end of a threaded bolt. Oh yeah, and then same here. I don't really see a wrench head, a bolt head. Well, maybe that is.
That one you're gonna have to look up because I don't
Yeah.
want to. I think it's a punch, and I think the operation is to make a 90 so that you could hem it over. Just keep in mind, all this stuff was they weren't teaching custom car stuff or like custom airplane stuff. They were teaching canning and duct work.
Yes, right.
So
Very
think about it.
basic.
Yeah.
Make a toolbox, make a dustpan, make a You know what I just realized? I hope to goodness this is recording it.
Yeah, I see record.
Well, I just hope it's getting my camera as big.
Yeah,
as yours. Because I'm just a small speck right now on my screen.
Oh, it usually records whoever's talking.
Oh, well then, yeah. All right, because people hopping on, they might know stuff and they can comment for us what the heck's going on, you know?
Yeah, totally. And I'm a small speck on my screen too.
Oh, okay. So if it just switches to whoever's talking, as long as the people can get a good visual on this stuff here.
Okay, you're missing the handle. That's
see,
the adjuster. Yeah, there. But you could share the handle from another machine.
Here's a handle, but
yeah,
I don't think it.
Yeah, you need a square drive.
So here, okay.
Yeah, probably the top one.
And then, okay, yeah, because the top one rotates.
Okay, now
the back.
Okay, so what this does is pretty sure it rolls over an edge, right? These dies are round.
Yeah.
Is the profile round?
Like the groove?
Yeah, like the edge of it is round.
This die is like a wheel with a groove similar to what we saw on the slip roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then the other one is
looks like it's opposite, like it would fit into that groove.
Yeah. So that's like that's for bead rolling or rolling an edge, or think about the like the end of the pipe. It's going to roll that edge over. And no, that thing's a guide.
Oh, okay. And what you would want? Oh, I see. So your guide moves. It's moving in right now.
That's a fence. Yeah.
Okay. So then this is probably another operation. You'd have to get your clearance correct.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what the yellow handle does that.
Okay. And it looks like, I don't know if it's supposed to look like this, but it looks like this rod, this shaft that's holding this male die.
Yeah.
Is crooked from this one.
Yeah, because it's geared. And it's like a boat drive so that you can, it's on purpose so that you can, so that they're geared together, but yet separate. They separate when they come, an adjustable when it comes to the die. So, so it's like an adjustable thing, but they're geared together so that when one moves, the other one moves.
So the fence is just, if I want my bead to be a 1/4 inch in, I set the fence a 1/4 inch away.
Yeah, or the rolled edge or whatever you're doing.
I see. And then, okay, so I can back this out. I can squeeze that in. Oh, wow, I could almost just do it that way. If I had some leverage on this guy.
Then you could roll it.
But if
you can do an adjustable wrench. Just put an adjustable wrench on there if you want.
Oh, yeah, I think, I wonder, where's my crescent wrenches?
You get the idea, though.
Oh, a wrench, you know, just the right size. Oh, yeah. Can you see it?
Not really, but yeah, go ahead. There you go. Okay, and then you just have to hold that thing. The sheet metal has to be held 90 to the machine. Like right now, it went with it. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
probably
there
not.
you go. It did that?
Yeah, see it?
Oh,
This
fucking awesome. That worked perfectly.
yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
So this
All
is
right.
more now on a larger sheet. It wouldn't be so 90, right? It'd be like whoop, 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 and then it'd be
Well, yeah. All depends what you're doing. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'll try one more here. Oh, it's just awkward because the
Yeah, exactly. You could hook it to the table. It's got its own.
clamp there,
Yeah, that's what it's for.
and you could do it like this, huh?
Yeah, throw it on the table. That's exactly what that piece is for.
Let's see if I can fix my nuts here.
Yeah, which is kind of a cool thing. Not wide enough, right?
No, it's gonna make it. Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It's like they knew. Yeah, it says 975. Let's see. I don't think there's any badge on this one. There's
Okay.
an adjustment here, I'm guessing, so you could rotate it. Oh, here it is. Oh, this is interesting. It's got the same paint scheme as all the other tools we've looked at, but the badge says Peck, Stow, and Willcox Company since 1785. Southington, Connecticut, USA.
Yeah, that's the mother of all. Pexto's like that's the Michael Jordan of.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
That and Diacro.
Yeah, I saw a Diacro finger.
Pexto's like the Bridgeport of sheet metal.
Oh, dig it. So I'm curious. I'm just going to adjust this fence a little bit more. Turn
the camera up. Yeah.
Okay, so you can see the two wheels here?
Yeah.
All right. So then I can raise this, lower it to start it, put it up against the fence.
Yeah, nice.
All right. And then, so you grab my handle here. Does it matter which one I move?
Usually the top one, but as long as both of them move.
Oh, wrong way.
Huh.
Oh, I did put a nice bead in there, though.
There you go. This is more like a edge roller than a bead roller.
So this would be to like strengthen edge.
Yeah, if you're gonna hem over an edge.
So you could put a hem and a bead on an edge.
Yeah, yeah, or like a yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oh, started to.
Yeah, you can imagine the kids. They have to be super careful because they get their fingers caught in stuff like this.
Oh yeah.
I tell them it's like if a hammer hit your finger, but then the hammer stayed.
I can imagine.
It's never happened, but
yeah.
I just let them know that. I stole that joke from Jesse James.
All right. I think
this
might be too thick of gauge for some of this equipment.
Oh, that's possible.
It's just you know when you can feel when a tool.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you can see.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, I see. Because you're trying to put a bead, and you're doing a double bend. That's not what it's for. It's meant to roll over an edge.
Oh, just the edge.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because look at it. There's no throat on that thing. You see? If there was a throat, you could do a bead. But since there's no throat, there's only enough room to do an edge.
I see. Okay. So that fence, why do you think there's so much adjustment on that fence then?
Yeah, I don't know. You might need a big hem over. It should be for hemming over.
All right. Well, I'll see if just the edge is a lot easier. It doesn't
And
give me
also,
that,
you don't have to do it in one shot. You know, you take a little bit, then
and
you
then do
put.
it again.
Yeah.
Oh, this has that kind of improved feeling of like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to work.
Right. You'll know when you're doing it right, the right way.
Yeah, there's still some operator flaw here. I kind of fell off my fence.
Yeah.
But you can see now we've got an edge.
Okay. Wait, give me the profile. Okay. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, you can see how I tapered off. And part of that's
Yeah.
because I don't think it was a straight shear to begin with. So
Yeah. There you go.
all right. All
Good.
right. Neato.
Okay. Yeah.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of 7 of 8.
Wow. What do you got next?
All right, this next thing looks like a scroll saw or a sewing machine.
All right, let me see that. I already know what it is. I need to see the die and the computer. Is that offset?
This die, yes, it's an off. There's a bottom die and a top die. They look okay. And is it supposed to be motor driven? Is that why?
Yeah. Is there a motor there?
I don't have a motor for it or nothing.
Oh yeah, that's for sure motor driven shear. Look at the size of that casting. Are you fucking kidding?
Oh man, it's huge.
Yeah, and okay, that's a shear, and that probably went with that circle thing as well. If it's unless they're not the same height, but that's a shear.
Now, can this contraption be tooled for other things besides shearing, or is that its main?
That's a pulley, so it hooks up to a motor. Yeah, that's a shear.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the question?
Oh, is it if it can be tooled up for other operations besides shearing, or if that's?
Yeah,
Not really.
Yeah, not really.
No, that's all right. I was just curious.
Okay,
all right,
so that's a shear.
So this is let's see, Berkroy, made in USA, in 50 2349.
Yeah.
Is that badge?
And that would be like if you had that running, that thing would eat metal like it would cut through so easily.
Really?
Yeah, but there's a couple adjustments and whatnot. But I'm right, like the die is offset, right? And it's shearing action, right?
Yeah, and I can actually spin this pulley.
Yeah, and it should be on a cam.
The bottom die is what moves up and down.
That's it. Perfect.
And I can't do a full revolution because it just seems to, well, I can, okay. It just binds up, I think, because of the sawdust that's built up in there.
All right. So I've never seen the cam action on the bottom. Usually it's on the top.
Oh, all right.
But I've never seen a machine like this, but I know what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's shear.
This would be great for shearing just quickly large portions, assuming it reciprocates pretty quickly.
Yeah, you just run it in there. And then if the size of your shear or the depth of your cut is based on the throat of that thing, like how far back the mouth goes.
And this top part looks like it can be adjusted up or down.
Yeah, you want to be able to adjust all that stuff.
Yeah.
And left or right as well.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. But you're saying I can only go this far back for a cut.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird because to me, it looks like the way they're offset that the feed of the material would be this direction.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I see. But you can only go so wide. Okay, yeah. I thought you were talking about the feed would be this direction, and then you could only go so deep.
No, but you're going sideways.
Your logic, I get your logic now. All right.
Yeah, you got it.
So I gotta find a motor for this thing that rotates it at the right speed. Wonder what that's supposed to be.
You could just put a sewing machine motor on there or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those someday maybe tasks.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy! All right,
Somebody,
not move into it, but I've got it figured out. It's a bar folder. It's a bar folder, so it does. When I first saw it, I thought it was a bender, but it can do the hem, but it can also make like this, so that you can connect, so you can create a sheet metal joint. Yeah. It's a bar folder. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Where you can see it, okay. This thing here.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when I first saw it, like, I thought initially it was a sheet metal bender, because I was like, well, there are fingers down here, and it does operate like a bender, and it will bend, but only so deep. Like, it won't do a full. The throat on it is just not very much. So what you do is, as I understand it, is you create this bend, and this isn't pretty because it's just scrap metal that wasn't cut straight.
I like that.
So there's the bend, and then you just put that there. And if you wanted to link two pieces together like this, you could, and then you smush it again using this top surface. And then you can even, and I haven't done this, take this fold and fold it over one more time.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it gets its name, the bar roller, because when you're done with that last fold, it really does look like a bar rolled at the end of your metal.
That's awesome. I've never seen that. That's great.
Yeah. So I figure I'm missing a shear, which I know now I've kind of got shearing potential, but I don't know. I still would kind of just like the foot shear, you know, the stump shear or something. Just
it's just it takes up a lot of. It's cool, but it takes up a lot of floor space. And then if you have a way to shear something, you don't even need that thing.
Yeah, well, the real estate, I agree with. The processing, you trade off real estate for processing time, I feel like, and a little bit of accuracy, you know what I mean? Like, I know you and I don't do a lot of the same projects for all kids, but sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of direct instruction stuff. So boom, boom, boom. I like it from a material handling standpoint, but you're right. I am running out of space, and I'm looking at it from a footprint standpoint. I'm like, I don't know. And then a finger break. I feel like I absolutely need a finger break if we're going to do anything.
Dude, Harbor Freight has them.
Yeah?
They got a 3-in-1.
I've seen a lot of 3-in-1, shear, break, roll.
I like the one from Jet, but it doesn't do more than 0.30, and it's not wider than 32 inches. But then also you have to be careful because it's the hold down is not safe for kids. I made up my own hold down. All you do is take a piece of wood and clamp it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So but that's it. That's what I've got. So I've been taking quarantine in summer, getting our weld set up, piped up. Here, I'll set up a sheet metal setup, and
nice.
Yeah, I'd like to get a finger break for sure, and then probably a shear or whatever, and then some metal that's easy. What gauge do you work with when you work with kids?
Usually 0.30. It's just the easiest to cut and stuff like that. But you could do 0.40. I mean, I guess the gauge is probably let me see. Yeah, not everybody deals with says 0.30 or something. Hold on, I have.
Oh, what gauge number it is?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
Oh, and a spot welder. That's the other thing.
Oh, yeah. Get one of those, man.
And I have one of those somewhere, too, but the fingers are...
deal with, like... Oh, I see. So, I'm in the 20 to 22 gauge range.
Okay.
And I got this little gauge, you know.
Nice.
But this was fun. Like, you know, it's funny. Maybe we could arrange these. You see, like, if I had I did the same thing you did. I pulled everything out of the closet, put it on a table, and tried to figure out what it does.
Yeah.
And it was no one there to help me. And then imagine if I get on the phone with someone who's been using it, not just knows that, but like they've been using it in the, like I want to do that with like tube transistors. I have a tube transistor tester. And I don't know how to use that thing. It'd be cool to like pull it out and have somebody on the phone. Maybe we could arrange some of those. So if someone's watching this and they have a whole bunch of closet or box full of stuff, they don't know what it is, like we could set you up with a teacher that does, and then we could just.
That would be awesome because how long has this Peck, Stow, and Willcox company Edge bead roller been sitting there collecting dust? And yeah, I feel like everything. I'm not like the brave little toaster that these things come to life, but it wants to be used, you know,
Totally.
and I want it to be used, but I also want to do a lot of other things. And sometimes you just can't, you know, I compare it to like when you're running a shop class, it's like a restaurant and the customers are showing up and you've been given a pretty weak supply of ingredients. You know what I mean? The customers keep coming, even if you keep serving crappy food, they still come and demand more and more and more. And it's so hard to take the pantry you have and feel like you're really hitting it out of the ballpark usually. It's getting better here. You know, it's been a 5-year process, and you can see that for 5 years I've had this guilt anchor of letting this stuff collect dust, but it takes time to climb the learning curve and set it all up. And you know, you can do some of that with kids, but that's an energy tax as well, you know.
Yeah, you gotta kind of. There is a time where you have to do like this, where you try it, you test, you know, you do the thing, and then you'll be ready for the kids, because there's a way of making them safe for kids, and just on their own, they're not safe on their own.
Yeah. So that's an important consideration. And then when you do like climbing a learning curve with kids, I think is great, and we should embrace that more in schooling. But it's also not sustainable long term. And a lot of times your kids fatigue out just as quick as you do of like, all right, Mr. B, it's great climbing a learning curve with you, but I also want you to like serve me up some knowledge, man, you know?
Yeah. If you want to get that spot welder, this is the one I would get.
I think I might. Is that an old Miller?
Yeah.
I might have that one.
Oh, perfect.
But the fingers are bit.
Oh, if you have a spot welder, you're good.
I don't know if I can find it. Because there's a forgotten pile. I call them forgotten piles of stuff and of welding related stuff. But I remember seeing the fingers, and they were like, you know what I mean? I was like, well, that's
no. So there's an adjustment. You see, so there's an adjustment here. Can you see where my finger is?
Yeah.
There's an adjustment here. Wait a minute. Okay. There's an adjustment there, and then there's an adjustment on the bottom. And you got to get these guys to line up.
Yeah, they were like half an inch away from each other.
Oh no big deal. And then also, this part here lifts up. You see, and then there's an adjustment here, and then these get replaced. You know, but so if you have that, that's great. That one I have here is mine.
Oh,
I bought it. What?
I think I remember where it's at.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, these file cabinets
they hide stuff.
There's stuff that's, oh, yeah, here it is.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
See, look at that. That's what I meant. It was just like they're not even.
You could fix that.
All right. Let's see. We got Miller model MSW.
Yeah, MSW 41, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one I have.
Nice.
That thing's teenager proof. It works.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. There, and then there's your trigger.
Yep. And the trigger goes sideways, which is really weird, but it does.
Yes. Is yours 120 volt?
Yep.
Okay.
You just need like a 20 amp breaker.
Yeah, we trip breakers in here all the time.
Yeah. There you go, man. You're set, bro.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. Well,
that was good.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for all that. And then
no problem.
We'll have to publish this in like chapter format or something. I'll fart around with that, but hopefully. Yeah,
the problem is this is super long, but if you could, I mean, one of us will do it, but if chop it up and
you can do chapters on YouTube now. I learned.
Really?
Yeah. Like, have you started to see where on your bar at the bottom there's white spots?
Oh, that's awesome.
So
you know what you could do? You know what I would do? You don't even have to go super detailed and like it was fun for us, but like it could just be like a highlight reel and, you know, inspire people to connect with other teachers and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to call Jim in Arizona, get him on the phone. I'm in Missouri, and then get those two talking about a specific operation so they can collaborate, you know?
Yeah. And there's probably people from industry and hobbyists who are into this type of thing. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's easier to pick their brain than another educators, even though they don't have the classroom perspective of 15 to 30 teenagers using the equipment.
Man, what if we had a skit? Oh, dude, this sparked an idea. What if we had for the shop class a rotating 12-month theme? So like you pick 12 topics and each month has a Zoom call about that topic, and the expert, there's a volunteer expert and comes in and gives us a demo. And it's like these are the conferences we talked about.
And by your topic, you mean content areas or just even more broad than that?
No, maybe a specific thing like this, like how to use sheet metal equipment in the classroom.
Sheet metal, small engines, building trades, doghouse building, for whatever, you know.
And then if you want, and you can jump on as part of the membership, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool.
And so you'd always want to be a member because you could be like, all right, dude, it's Sunday. They're gonna do it's the once a month Sunday where they do a content area thing, you know, and it's a conference, so maybe it's 2 fucking hours, you know.
Yeah. You know, in a way, this quarantine's been a little good for me for pursuing projects like this, because the summer, one thing, like, you do a year's worth of work in 9 months as a teacher, and it's just like if I go in and hustle all summer, I end up burning myself out to the point of not even wanting to see the shop, and that's no good for anybody.
Right.
So in a way, it's been good because I'm more motivated to take on these projects, and I can spread it out over a good window of time. Hopefully, and I'm motivated to get this place back to peak operation beyond what it was in its heyday anyways, because all these kids are going to be anxious to get back. They're bored of it.
Definitely, man. There's going to be I think there's going to be a lot of demand for jobs like this, you know, all this stuff is basically you just have more ways to light the fire, you know, like you never know what's going to light a kid's fire. Like there's going to be a kid that like really gets excited about welding. There's going to be a kid excited about sheet metal. There's going to be a kid excited about edge. It's not going to be one thing.
I appreciate that so much. Because there is the interest in specializing our youth, which is cool when they've been exposed enough to know that, I do want to specialize in that. And I think there's been a movement to specialize our youth, which is in the trades, which is awesome. But I also want to be sure that prior to sending them on a specialist route, we gave them an exposure route of, where's your fire? Where's your fire at? Is it sheet metal? Is it welding? And I'm in a small school, only shop teacher, and I teach the same kids from grades 6 through 12. And so I have to have all those avenues because 6 years of woodworking, it just isn't going to cut it. You know what I mean? Like 6 years.
Yeah.
Like it just isn't going to cut. It might for one kid, but it's not going to cut it for everybody. So so we do have to be a Swiss Army knife of sorts.
And the sheet metal projects, they're actually quite, I would say, labor and process related. So like, like I always have the kids do it in cardboard first and reduce the amount of strength to weight ratio and stuff like that. And then, or increase the strength to weight ratio. And then once that's dialed in, then I have them use sheet metal, because what happens is they jump into sheet metal before, and the learning curve on sheet metal it's unforgiving compared to wood, so I think, wood, you just, whatever, just throw it away or something like that. And then you get another piece or something like that. And there's scrap all over. Different. Sheet metal's different. Sheet metal's got to have it has to have a pattern. It's like making a piece of clothing. You're not going to just throw pieces together. They got to be the right size with a pattern first and see if it fits,
Right.
So I would say, whatever you come up with for that, I would just keep it like super simple. And, dustpan is good. Obviously the toolbox, I've never done it, but I think it's pretty involved. Do it.
The guy who inspired me more locally about all this, he just has him do a 4x6 box.
There you go.
With a lid.
One thing to keep in mind is this is an underrated detail. People skip the detail all the time. When you make your bends, the corner of the bend has to have a relief.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So it's like a 45.
Well, it could literally be, instead of a corner, it could be a hole. But here, like, I'll show you on this. Like, you see this right here?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's a relief there. You see?
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And here, there's a relief.
Uh-huh.
You see?
Okay.
You never bend a corner the way you would with paper, because paper's not that sharp. But when you bend anything, you're gonna have, even this cardboard here, even this little cardboard, I don't know if you could see it, has a relief.
Yeah, just a small little relief there.
Exactly. That tiny little detail takes your sheet metal work to the next level, to a professional level. And if you start looking around your shop at anything that's made out of sheet metal, and you'll start to see the relief.
Nice.
It's weird because the relief is invisible unless you're looking for it.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like the red car theory. Once you start thinking about red cars, you see them everywhere. Once you start thinking about white vans, you see them everywhere.
Right. Here you go. The camera's over here. Here's a relief.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a relief.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
What a relief.
Nice. All right, I'm going to run.
Yeah, thanks for your time, man. That was fun. So.
All right, Shop Teacher Podcast, Mr. G Barbercheck, sheet metal episode.
Nice. All right, we'll see you guys later.
All right, see you.